Good morning, my fellow Michiganders. Good morning, my fellow Americans. Welcome. Here we go. It's 3 a.m. on the dot. Is anyone else up with me this morning? I am. I'm fired up. You know why? Because today is the day that the book, Men Are Forged, Not Found, in paperback, hardcover, Kindle's up too. Audiobook will be here in about 4 to 6 weeks. It's live. You can order it right now. And I actually see two people are up here with me. So good morning to all of you. For the two people that are live with me right now, I'm actually going to put in the comment section where you can buy the book. It's on Amazon. So if you just go to Amazon, you can type in my name, you can type in Men Are Forged Not Found, or in the comment section, you can click on that link and it will take you there. And so I need you all to go and buy this book today, because with Amazon, you have a 48-hour window to really get up in the rankings. And so if we sell a couple of hundred books today, then it's probably going to start the process of being a bestseller. And with that being said, if it's a bestseller, that's when we're going to reach more people. So here's the truth about the book. I put months in this thing on writing it. It's been in my head for years. This is my second book. So very proud of this book. The left is absolutely going to despise it. They're going to hate it. I think the middle is going to love it. I think the right is going to be really, really happy with it, because I go through a lot of things that a lot of young men are missing in today's society. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the book this morning. I already got up early this morning, obviously, did my prayers, having my cup of Joe. So if you want to sit back, you may be at work right now. God bless you. Grinding it out. I love it. But if you're getting up like I am, sit back and have a cup of coffee, and you can listen to me yap a little bit about this book this morning. So that's why my voice is a little scratchy. So I apologize, but let me take my sip of coffee. Here we go. Coffee with Garrett. How else would you want to start your day this morning? So I'm going to be pushing this thing like crazy over the next week, and trying to really impact humanity. And you guys know me. If you follow me, you know how I kind of roll. The power of one can lead to the power of many. I literally, if it just changes one man's life, one family's life, I'm going to be extremely happy. If it only sells 100 and we impact society, that's going to make me extremely happy. If we sell 1 million and we impact the world, that's going to make me extremely happy. But it's in God's hands now. So I did the work. I put it out there on paper. I was very vulnerable in this book in my own life and talked about some of my struggles. But I put it out there, and now it's up for all of you to circulate it, to buy it. And what you can do with this book is, it's funny, I just had a text message last night from a friend, said, hey, I'm going to buy 2 of the hardcovers. And he has some young boys. And he said, I'm going to save it for them until they're 14 on their 14th birthday. Would you sign it? And I would like to give it to them for their 14th birthday. And I was like, man, that's awesome. Right there. What a great dad, right? To give his son something, a template. And that is why I wrote this book. Is, you know, people my age in their 40s and 50s, you're going to get a lot out of it, but we're kind of set in our ways, right? We've kind of already grinded. There may be a few that you can mold and they may change, or some habits or some nutritional stuff I talking about this. I talk about drinking in this book. You know, there may be some good habits, but for the young people out there, that's where we can really mold them, especially if you get this book for a teenager. Yes, you can get this book for a 14-year-old and they're going to understand it, because I gave this book both to my 18-year-old and my 16-year-old. My youngest is turning 16 today. He actually got up just an hour ago thinking it was 5 because he was all excited because his first day of driving. So they both loved the book. They enjoyed the book. They were like, wow, didn't know Dad on some of the things that we talked about in there. So yeah, this book is available for that teenage mind. The chapters are very short. I made that for a reason. You know, if you go back, and even with me, you know, I'm an avid reader. You know, you go back to the late 19th century, early 20th century. The writing is poetic. It's deep. You can't just read it. You got to almost study it. You got to slowly read it. You got to reread it. It's very in depth. And that's just how they wrote back then. They were way ahead, I feel, that what we are now, because we're such a short attention span with the phones, right? One of the greatest gifts, one of the greatest downfalls I feel of society is that phone. But the books back then are way different, and I enjoy reading those books because it challenges me to look up words I don't know and read slowly. But with today's young mind, and even my generation too, is people don't have an attention span. And I feel like a lot of books, and I feel authors are going to figure this out, that they still like put a lot of fluff in chapters and they just keep going and going. And you're like, man, you could have ended like 4 pages ago. They just try to fill the book. My intent with this book was not to do that. My chapters are 4 to 5. I think the maximum chapter maybe have 6 pages. They're very short and sweet because the book and the chapters build upon itself. So I don't want people just to read one chapter and not be interested. I wanted to build it kind of like a movie trailer. Okay. The movie trailer is emotional, ups and downs, and it makes you do what? It makes you want to watch the movie. This book is what I designed it to be, is a movie trailer, ups and downs of emotions in there. So at the end and throughout the book, you do what? Not watch the movie, they take the action. I get frustrated with people doing a lot of this, but they don't take the action. It's very important that you take action. So at the end of each chapter are action steps. What are you going to do with the information I just provided you? How many books have we just read? Oh, it's a great book, put it up, forget about it. I want people to utilize this thing. I want people to be able to reread it. This book can be read 100 times. Why? Because you're going to be a different person a year, 5 year, and 10 years from now, because I do this all the time. I reread a lot of my books and I'm like, wow, I never saw that last time, because your mind wasn't ready for the information. And so every time you reread a book, you get a little deeper, you get a little deeper, you get a little deeper. And so I wanted this book to be that book where you could always refer back to it. So if you're going through a struggle in your life and you're like, man, I'm just hitting the wall, I don't know what the heck's going on, read the book, right? If you have a challenge, you have a goal, if you don't know where you're at, if you're trying to find God, I mean, this book has it all. Okay, it's a good sized book. It's a little over 200 pages. Hey, 214. I did it. Over 200 pages. I love the hardcover. It looks really good. I'm very happy with how we came up with the cover. It's beautiful. But I talk about, for the people who follow me too, our experience in the pandemic. I talk about the mentality of the pandemic, because on why so many people kind of bought in and were just, even when the evidence and the data start showing up, and we were like, the evidence shows, why are we doing this? But they still blindly followed. I break that down. I hit Governor Whitmer in this book. You guys all know that I'm not a fan of hers. Never was, never will be. I talk about her insanity in this book. So that's why I think the left's going to absolutely love it. Probably not. But it's you guys are going to read it and it's going to sound like me talking. All right. I'm not an extravagant author by any means. What you see is what you get. I even have some pictures in the book. So I try to hit everything how people learn. All right. 1 second. Yapping away. But what I want you to do, number one, buy it. Buy it for yourself. If you're a woman, yeah, buy it. Read it. If you're done with it, pass it on to someone you care about. If you have a son, a grandson, if you have a nephew, buy the book for them. If you want to buy it like my friend did for a future birthday present, buy the book. Future Christmas present, buy the book. All right. This book will be timeless. So they can read it in 50 years and they're going to say, yeah, it's still relative because there are universal principles in here. So I designed it that way. My old book was my first book, I reread it, excuse me, it's early. And I felt that it was like it expired, right? Still a good book. I feel like I'm a much deeper person because I wrote that book like 14 years ago, but it's done, right? I mean, you could still order it, I think, on Amazon somewhere, but this one is a lot deeper, and I'm very proud of the work that I put into it. And I updated a lot of things that I didn't do with the God's True Law, Parents Guide Raising Successful Children long ago. But buy it for those folks. Christmas presents, birthday presents, future son, grandson, I don't care. And then what I want you to do, or if you have a friend that needs to hear a positive message, of course, read the book first, right? Before you really start going, this is a good book. But I need you to read it after you buy it. And then after that, what I need you to do is I need you to go on to Amazon and write a review, because the more reviews you get, the higher you go in the standings. And so we have a 48 hour to buy it. We have a good week to people to read it, and then reviews, and then the ripple effect may start to happen. And that's why it's going to be interesting on how well this book does. So it's going to be literally up to all of you. Okay. No pressure on you whatsoever. But yeah, I feel that it's going to help a lot of people. I really do. I feel good in my heart and soul about this one, folks. Um, and I had a lot to say. And all of us over the past almost 6 years now, ever since we stood up on April 9th, I mean, how many times did we go to events and we go to school board meetings or do the governor's run, and the majority of that room would be filled with women standing up. And I was always scratching my head. I'm like, where are the warriors, man? Where are all the men? And I asked myself that question for years. And then instead of asking that question, I decided to put it down on paper, on a call out to men like, hey, you got responsibilities. You have to take action. You can't just sit on the sidelines. I don't care how much the culture and society and cancel culture wants to demasculinize men, and I talk about that in this book. Like toxic masculinity, I don't like that garbage, but they're trying to label any masculinity as toxic, and that's garbage too. There's a difference, and I break that up in here. Toxic masculinity is, loud, obnoxious, arrogant. I don't like those type of men, right? I like the quiet warriors that are willing to do what's necessary behind the scenes when nobody's watching, right? That's a true warrior. That's a true man to me, that you're going to grind. You're going to have invisible checks, right? When you go to a job, all these kids see all this success on all their reels, and what happens? That's what they think society is going to be like. Like, I'm going to be an instant millionaire. No, it's not. You got to work from the ground and work up. You got to start in the mailroom. You got to start shoveling poop, right? That builds character. That builds invisible checks, because when you're hired on at the very beginning, you're actually learning the entire system. You're actually looking what it takes to get to those next levels. That's how it used to be. Now it's different. These people are like, no, I want to make 100 grand right out the bat. You don't want to pay me that? Like, you haven't earned it. So I break that down, the mentality of that, and simple things like showing up on time, putting your heart and soul in everything that you do. The last chapter, what I finished with, is forged men are gentlemen, doing the simple things, being chivalrous, right? Open that door for that lady. Be a protector. I'm very proud of a book. I'll probably get in detail today because I'm going to be on the live all day throughout the day, talking about this book and pushing it. But there's a chapter called Guardians, Not Spectators, and it's about the Second Amendment. And it's your right, right? And it's man's responsibility to be able to protect his family and to do it responsibly. And so I talk about a lot of these things. So I put it all out there. I really did. And I hope you guys all enjoy this book as much as I enjoyed writing it, because I feel that my cup has been full or filled. I really do. I had this emptiness in my soul for a very long time, and I prayed about it for a very long time, asking God, what do you want me to do? Because a lot of people are like, you're not in politics anymore. And I talked about this on a previous live, that, we did so much in a short amount of time as a movement, as a grassroots army, which support the grassroots army today, with the citizens petition, with activating people. And I'm very proud that, I'm not involved in politics anymore, but the people that were with us with the movement continue to be activated, continue to be delegates, continue to be involved, continue to run for all levels of office. I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud of all of you who have done that, because that was the whole point of me standing up. I'm not the guy that needs to carry the flag and be in the front and, be the person. I tried that and it didn't work, obviously, with our governor's run. So after that was done, it just felt like I was online just being like being labeled as a social media influencer, right? You see some of these people just yapping away, and they just throw stuff at the wall and see if it sticks, and they want clicks, and they do all these reactions. And I did it for a bit. I just felt like I was selling my soul. It wasn't me. I'm a man of action. Like, I want to get things done. That's what's so frustrating. I'm going to be a little political. about Congress. Like, like you look at Congress, if I run for Congress ever, and it's like the way that it is right now, they just never do anything. They just yap away. And I would just be so frustrated being one of many is not getting anything done. I know it's needed and I know people in it, but man, something's got to change in that. And we can all agree with that. And it's going to take great people. It's not me. I don't feel that's in my heart yet. But I really took some time and stepped away. You guys saw that. And I wanted to contemplate and go into prayer and figure out what God wanted me to do. I was very hesitant on writing another book because writing books, for those of you who've written books, it takes an extreme amount of work, hundreds, if not thousands of hours of it's just tough. It's hard to do. So when I did that and I prayed about it, then I was like, okay, I'm going to write the book. Didn't know what it was going to be about yet. I just start putting things on paper. And I took notes throughout the 6 years of what we experienced because I journal. I just start putting it together and it came together really fast. And then it's one thing when God has you on the path, you kind of get motivated and inspired and things just come out and things pop in your mind. And it was a wonderful journey. But yeah, the book was the result of all that. And so very great, very proud. So, but I'm biased. I'm the author. it may just get nothing but 1 star. So that would be unfortunate. But hey, we'll see what happens. But I feel it's going to do very, very well. So I've been yapping for 17 minutes, and I guess I'm going to go work out now. All right, before I get to the clinic. So I'll see all my patients today. Turn on the light bulbs. Happy birthday to my 16-year-old Alex. It's going to be a great day, folks. So you'll see my ugly mug on here for the next 2 weeks, pretty strong. So your assignment, buy the book for yourself, buy the book for a family member. Then you review it. They need to review it. And then we'll go from there. All right. That's what we need to have happen. And the audiobook will be coming out in 4 to 6 weeks. I'll be narrating that, yours truly. So you get to listen to me for like 78 hours. Not 78, 7 or 8. All right, hours. I think that's how long that book, the audiobook's going to be. So that'll be available 4 to 6 weeks. And then we'll go from there. So do me a huge favor. After you buy the book, come back to this and comment and say, bought it, excited, interact with this, share this video this morning. And then hopefully we get some engagement, because it seems like on my social media right now, I'm just really getting hammered with, I don't feel like censorship, but there's no reach. And I think it's just not me personally. I think a lot of people who have platforms are getting censored because I check other platforms. It doesn't seem like their content is getting a lot of reach right now. So I don't know what's going on. But what I do need you to do is like this video, love this video, share this video, comment on this video. And when you buy the book, please come back here and say, bought the book. And do me a favor, if you want to share the link that I included in the comments on where you can buy the book on your timeline to say, Garrett's got a new book. It's going to be awesome. Order it here. That would be much appreciated too. But just go to Amazon and type in Men Are Forged, Not Found. You can do it that way. You can type in my name, Garrett Soldano. I'm sure it will come up. Or the link is in the comments. You got to be careful when you put links and when you're trying to sell items, because social media will clip the algorithms and they'll bury the video. You won't get any reach. I get so many messages saying, you don't pop on my timeline anymore. It just doesn't. So they're very smart. AI is taking over. Watch out. All right, folks, I'm going to get to my daily routine, which you read about in the book. And then I'll see you mid-morning, afternoon, this evening, as we celebrate this glorious day of this book. Men Are Forged, Not Found. Available now in Amazon. Get it now. Have a great day, everyone. God bless you. God bless the state of Michigan, of course, and always. God bless these United States. Bye-bye.